Hey, it's Danielle, and I am back with another process video for you guys today. Now, this is sort of my kickoff to my Project Life Marathon week. Those of you who watched my last Project Life video know that I am switching from a 12 by 12 album down to a 6 by 8 album, and I want to get that smaller size sort of caught up. So in an effort to kind of jumpstart that, I decided to post a new Project Life video every day this week. So this is going to be my first video of that. And some of these videos will be me starting from scratch, meaning I don't have the week done at all. I'm starting, fresh. And then other weeks will be like this, where I'm taking one of the spreads that I've done in my 12 by 12 album and converting it over to the smaller size. So this week I'm working with my week 11 spread. I'm going to be using one page protector that has 4 3x4 pockets, and then the other side is going to be a full 6 by 8 photo. Now, this week was St. Patrick's Day week, and so I'm also going to have a little insert that kind of has some St. Patrick's Day goodies and photos, and I plan on putting them in this glassine bag and then just poking some holes in it and just putting it into my week. Now, from my original spread, I think that I want to keep this saying that says count your rainbows, not your thunderstorms. But other than that, that's kind of really the only plan I have. I am, of course, going to use the photos that I already have picked for this week just to make it easier for me. I don't have to think about really a lot of the words or a lot of the photos, because I already did that when I did the original spread. And so I am going to switch it up a bit, but I'm going to make it easy on myself too. I'm not going to try to start from scratch or anything like that. I'm really just going to go with what I had originally done and just make it fit my new size. So I have my photos in place. I have my little quote in place. I found a card from a Becky Higgins core kit. I think it's the Fine and Dandy one. And then I kind of go from there. Now, I did want to try to repurpose the week 11 stamped image that I had done the first time around, but it had all of that foam adhesive behind it, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it off, and I knew it would completely bug me. I was a little bummed that all of that foam adhesive kind of went to waste, but I knew it wasn't going to work out, so I just decided to redo that. So I pull out my stamp set here that I got this from Studio Calico. It's by One Little Bird, and I use the same Hero Arts ink in Pale Tomato that I did the first time around, and I'm just going to re-stamp my week number here. And then I take some black ink and my date stamp, and I get the date put on my card. And I was going to leave it just like this, but it felt sort of incomplete to me. So I decided to go ahead and take my black pen and draw a few messy lines around the whole thing. And I think that looks great, and that kind of fixes the problem of just feeling a little off. So after that, I take some strong tape and I glue my card, or I stick my card down to my glassine bag, and then that is in place and ready to go. And that's all ready for me to tuck in all my little St. Patrick's Day goodies. And now I'm ready to finish up the pocket page side of my layout. I pull out one of my story stamps from Allie Edwards. It's from the Little Things month, and there's a stamp on there that says current little favorites, and so I thought that would be perfect to put at the top of this card. Seems how I'm going to just write a list of some of the highlights from our week, and then I just start writing in little things about our week. So my original idea was there's 10 spots. I'm going to write 10 things, but the very first line I was going to write baking YouTube channels, because that's something that my daughter was super into and she loved watching them, but there wasn't enough room. And so I was like, crap, what do I do? Do I try to scrunch it in, or do I move it to line number 2? And as you can see, I ultimately decided that it doesn't matter if I have 10 things on 10 lines. If I just write the list down, it doesn't matter that the first thing is on line 1 and 2. So I just decided to roll with it. So now I need to get all of my St. Patrick's Day goodies ready to go and decide what I'm going to put in this bag and how I'm going to put them in there. I am kind of organizing these clues here. This was a St. Patrick's Day scavenger hunt that we did with my daughter, and she loved it. It was so much fun. She wanted to do it again and again. And so I definitely wanted to record that memory. So I knew I wanted those in there. But as I was putting them in there, I decided I better get my holes punched into this bag first, just so that I don't put anything in there that's too big, and then I'll have to readjust it for the holes. And so I just place my bag on the page protector and use some washi tape to hold it in place, and then I take my little hole punch and I punch all the little holes out, and then it's ready to go. So now I know how much space I have to work with, so I shove my little clues back in there, and then I pulled out, or I printed out some photos from that day, mostly from the scavenger hunt, but from a few other activities we did that day as well. And these are just fun little snapshots that I think would be just really fun to pull out of this bag and just get a little glimpse of what our day was like. And then I have this journaling card from, I think it's from the Jade edition of the Becky Higgins Core Kits. And I just wrote on there what the day was like and what we ended up doing and some of those fun memories that I wanted to remember. And then I put my photos in, but I make sure that there's a cuter picture of London on top because you can see through that bag. And then I shove my journaling in there. And I originally put that metal rim tag on there to kind of hold it in place, but I didn't totally love it. So you'll see here that I switched it out for a sticker label, and I put the date on there. And then you can also see that I put some little hole reinforcers on that bag just because it's delicate and I didn't want it to rip. So the last thing that I need to do is figure out what I'm going to do with this 6x8 photo. I had originally planned on journaling on it somehow, and you'll see here in a minute how I attempt to do that, but I just give it up. Nothing I try I really like, and so I just decided to leave it just a plain photo. I had wanted to document how sometimes I'm hard on myself and I worry about the choices that I'm making for my daughter. For instance, I took this photo. I was in the organic section and I was buying London a bunch of fruit and vegetables that I knew she would eat. But right after this, I went over and bought a bag of Oreos because I know those are her favorite. And it's okay to have that balance in life, and I need to remind myself that often. But like I said, I just left it plain and called it good. So that's the finished layout. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right, bye guys.